They still have to recover that final body from the wreckage out in the ocean. Passengers have to take an elevator up to this sky bridge, walk all the way down and through these doors, then continue on here down these stairs and then through another set of doors. The cars cleared out, but then we saw a crowd rushing in another direction on Florin Road, and presumably this is why, because there's a row of police officers here. I'd say a couple dozen police officers. How does it feel to be in front of this large group marching right now? What does this say about where things stand right now in the race? They just completed renovations. We're getting ready to open, and then they took on 6 inches of water today. I was in the courtroom on Friday, and we saw a different picture. We saw an old man who was in a wheelchair looking pretty weak. She says there were a number of topics discussed, ranging from tariffs and trade to issues that affect Californians like homelessness. You can see the crime scene tape is still up behind me. Investigators are still at it tonight, trying to figure out everything that happened inside this mall during that shooting earlier today. We don't know everything about the investigation at this hour, but we are hearing stories about people who jumped in to try and save lives. Fear and chaos at San Bruno's Tanforan Mall as police swarmed the building.
They're running for their lives. Everybody's screaming like maniacs. Terrible.
Crowds ran out.
I just told the people, we need to get out. We need to get out now.
Fearing for their lives.
I thought, okay, this is going to be the end. This is it.
But at the Army Recruiting Center inside the mall,
we heard 2 shots go off, then a pause, and then a couple more shots follow after that.
Staff Sergeant Isaiah Locklear ran toward one of the young men who got shot. You see him here, trying to save his life.
Well, I took this top off and used my top, what he's wearing, my shirt, and applied pressure to his stomach. And you know, his leg was shaking. He kept saying something's wrong with his leg.
Locklear helped that victim to the ambulance as Sergeant Michael Morrow helped the second victim.
I would apply pressure and make sure he was okay.
Investigators say this was not a random shooting.
I don't believe that there was an active shooter where somebody went in there just firing aimlessly.
San Bruno's police chief says 2 suspects may have been firing at each other. Tonight he's calling it a senseless act.
In any shooting is a tragic, silly, stupid event, right? When you do it in a shopping mall.
And San Bruno police say in addition to the 2 people who were shot here today, 2 other people were treated for injuries out here at the mall, likely in the chaos of trying to escape this afternoon. San Bruno police say they will not be providing any more updates tonight, but likely will have an update in the morning. And again, at this hour, no arrests have been made. Reporting live tonight in San Bruno, Ali Wolf, NBC Bay Area News. Jessica and Raj, here at the memorial, we've seen people come here throughout the night crying in disbelief over the number of lives lost and leaving flowers and other items here near the harbor. Meantime, the NTSB is here now leading the investigation into how this boat caught fire and sank on Labor Day. Tonight at the Santa Barbara Harbor, flowers, grief, and 34 candles burning. 1 for each person presumed dead after a Labor Day weekend diving trip came to a fiery end on the water.
We're just gingerly lighting every candle and just kind of saying goodbye with each candle.
An FBI evidence team spent part of the evening closely examining Vision. Vision and the boat that caught fire, Conception, are both owned by Truth Aquatics. So far, 20 bodies have been recovered from the wreckage. Today, coroner vans were seen leaving the pier.
I was a diver for many years, and in fact, I've been on that boat before.
As fellow divers now wonder what went wrong.
I just know that this could have happened to me or anyone at any time.
Individuals. A team of 16 experts from the NTSB arrived in Santa Barbara today to lead the investigation. They will interview the 5 crew members who escaped and survived. But their main mission is to figure out how the fire presumably killed 33 passengers and 1 crew member as they slept below deck.
It would be horrific. It's one of the worst imaginable things that could happen to a person. And I think you'd have to be numb to not feel something for these people.
And identifying the victims will likely be a pretty complicated process. Investigators will have to use DNA samples from family members of those victims. Meantime, the NTSB will be here on scene in Santa Barbara for over a week, but they say it could take over a year for the results of the investigation into what caused that fire. Reporting live in Santa Barbara, Allie Wolf, NBC Bay Area News.
Allie, thank you.
This massive group, they were marching through the streets of San Francisco for more than 3 hours today, directing their attention specifically on corporation, banks, and also politicians demanding action on this climate issue. And at least for today, young people led the way. Climate change is not a lie. Climate change has got to go. Powerful young voices. Do not let our planet die. And strength in numbers for San Francisco's climate strike.
Sometimes adults don't see the big issue.
Students skipped school or walked out of class by the thousands to march from the federal building, urging immediate action on climate change.
There is no planet B. There is no other place we can go to.
The crowd stopped frequently to rally in front of the offices of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Bank of America, we are the people, you are for us, Senator Dianne Feinstein, Amazon Go, BlackRock, PG&E, and ICE. How does it feel to be in front of this large group marching right now?
I got the chills perpetually. It feels amazing. The energy out here is remarkable.
San Francisco students will not be excused for missing class, but many say it's worth it.
One absence on my report card is not nearly as important as saving the planet.
Along the way, young protesters drew eyes with chalk to show they have their eyes on the leaders and the companies they targeted. Some parents in the group say it was inspiring to be led by youth.
I think the youth are waking us up. They are shaming the adults of this country and guilting us into taking action.
And Speaker Pelosi tweeted out her support for these young climate activists earlier today and for climate legislation. Similar message from Senator Dianne Feinstein, who said she supports these young climate protesters and also is demanding direct action on the climate emergency. Reporting live from San Francisco, Allie Wolf, NBC Bay Area News.
Okay, thank you.